This is a new program that is exclusively available to users of SedonaOffice, which gives you the opportunity to use 2 management dashboards developed by Astute Financial Consulting and to participate in the inaugural RMR benchmark program administered by Astute Financial. My name is Jim Lee, and I am the president of Astute. I'd like to thank SedonaOffice for arranging this webinar, and along with Vivid Reports for sponsoring the program. Astute Financial is a reseller of Sedona Cloud, and we also resell Vivid Reports CPM and Vivid Reports Flex. CPM is used for financial statements and budgeting, and Vivid Reports Flex is used for developing dashboards and other management reports, and is the tool that we use to develop the reports that will be used in the dashboard program. Since 2008, we have provided financial consulting services to over 100 companies using SedonaOffice. We help many of our customers with accounting, collections, and other back-office services, and we develop dashboard and other reports, as I mentioned. So the agenda for today's webinar, first we'll go through some benefits of dashboards and benchmarking. Then, because the Flex reports that we've developed are the cornerstone of the benchmarks program in terms of reporting, I will provide a brief overview of the Flex application and the reports that we've created here at Astute. Then we will review the benchmark program itself, the dashboards, and the RMR report pack, which is basically your company KPIs, and then we'll look at the benchmarks reporting, which is comparing your KPIs to others. I'll go through how you can sign up to participate in the program, and then at the end of the webinar we'll have a poll question and take questions. Ultimately, the point of the benchmarks program is to give you an objective information about how you are doing as a company compared to your peers in terms of building and managing RMR. And of course, we all know RMR is the primary asset of your company. The general benefits of dashboards include visibility, which leads to insight and better management, accountability, leading to ongoing improvements of processes and staff performance, simplicity, which encourages acute focus on what really drives value, and time savings, because time spent digging for information is not time well spent. The benefits of benchmarking parallel those of dashboards to a large extent, but identifying opportunities to improve might be the key benefit. For example, you might find your success in re-signing customers that relocate or customers that move into vacated premises is not up to par with your peers. Knowing this information would be the first step to improving your performance and increasing the value of your company. So the dashboards and reports and the benchmark program we'll be talking about today are really all about helping you learn more about your business and helping you find ways to run your business better. Before we jump into learning about the program specifics, I'd like to explain a little bit about Vivid Reports Flex and the suite of reports Astute has created using Flex. The Astute Flex reports include report packs, dashboards, and the toolbox reports. The report packs include one or more summary row forward reports and detail reports that support the summary numbers. The dashboard reports show high-level KPIs in charts or tables. And the toolbox is a collection of accounting and productivity and other reports that we include in a full subscription to Flex. Benchmark program participants will have the use of the company and the executive dashboard and the RMR report pack. Let me pull up the company dashboard, which we'll talk about next. This, of course, is a high-level report. This report could be refreshed, say Sunday evening, and emailed to the company owner or manager in PDF format. which could be easily viewed on a smartphone. Let's take a look at the dashboards and reports available to you as a participant in the benchmark program. So we'll take a look at the company dashboard first. This report covers 8 important areas of your business: RMR, prospects, jobs, service, technicians, cash, accounts receivable, and inventory. You can open up a section to see the numbers, and you'll see we have several important metrics in each area displayed on this report. So under RMR, what RMR was added through new sites, what RMR was lost from canceled sites, purchase sold, other additions, reductions, the RMR in force at the end of the reporting period, and the number of sites. And then down here, the RMR that you received notification is being canceled in whatever period you're looking at. And this would be if you're using the cancellation module in SedonaOffice and entering the notification date in that window. The prospect section shows your open prospects and open opportunities, and the number of opportunities won and lost with a win-loss percentage. This database isn't very complete, so it's showing a very high percentage. The job section shows your net sales, which includes your gross sales and any change orders and reversals, the net sales of RMR, and any margins on your closed jobs, including the revenue and direct costs. And then the percentage margin shows the amount in your queue, and of those jobs in your queue, what jobs are, what amounts are still unbilled, and then the number of jobs in your queue. The service section shows your margin on your closed billable tickets, the number of tickets entered, billable and non-billable, and then tickets closed and the number of tickets in your queue. Again, just very high-level information that is important to keep a finger on the pulse of your business. The technician section shows how many hours have been entered into jobs and tickets and your on-site percentage, and then the number of other hours that have been entered into SedonaOffice if you're doing that, like entering travel time and shop time, holiday vacation time, which can be entered into a dummy job into SedonaOffice. That, if you're doing that, then you'll get an on-site percentage that is meaningful. The cash section shows what money has come in from your customers, any refunds, what money has gone out through vendor payments and voided checks, and then journal entries, which is usually primarily payroll entries, and then miscellaneous ins and outs, and the cash balance at the end of the period again. Accounts receivable will show you what invoices have been created for recurring and non-recurring charges, any credits that have been posted during the period, and your accounts receivable balance, including the amounts over 90 days. And actually that's a variable, so if you wanted to look at your AR over 60 days, that could be shown here on this report. And then the last section is inventory, where you see what inventory has come in, what has been issued to jobs and tickets, any adjustments and over-the-counter sales, and then your inventory balance. And then the last line is your purchase price variance, which is important, really important to keep a tabs on that. And when we finish the inventory report pack that we're working on, this is something as a full Flex subscriber, you'll be able to drill down and see what makes up this purchase price variance by part and by supplier. So that's the company dashboard that's included in your by being a participant to the program. And because you also will be able to use the RMR report pack in the program, you'll be able to drill down on the numbers in the RMR section. So if I want to drill down on the May RMR added through on new sites, I can just highlight that, go to the Flex toolbar and click Link, and that will actually open up the RMR report pack and show you the detail that makes up that $1,424. Again, I can click the link return button to return to the company dashboard. All right, well, let's take a look at the second dashboard that's part of the benchmark program, and that's the executive dashboard. The executive dashboard is a one-page report that includes 10 important KPIs, or key performance indicators, showing those KPI versus your year-to-date results. So you can see here the first one is RMR additions from new sites. And your goal here is $24,000. You're 50% into the year, and you're 46% on your way to meeting that goal. The second KPI is your RMR lost from canceled sites, and the goal here is the estimate is that you'll lose 7,500 this year. Through the middle of the year, you've lost 43% of that estimate, so you're actually doing a little better than you projected, and that's why we show this green box right here to indicate that you're better than your goal or your estimate. Over here, this was red, and so it was not quite to the goal. All right, the third KPI here is gross annualized attrition. You can see this company is at 6.5% at halfway point through the year, and their projection was 6.8, so they're to the good. Their net annualized attrition rate is 4.8%, which is also better than their projection, and they're to the good. Okay, the opportunity wins percentage. I pointed out earlier this particular company wasn't keeping up with their prospects, but so they're showing a 97% compared to their 66% goal. The sales goal for the year, job sales, is 600,000, and you're at 45%, which is just under your goal. Your job margin projection in this particular case is that you would lose $100,000 on closed jobs. You're at 43% halfway through the year, so that's actually better than projected. So that's why that's green. The service margin that you're projecting of $185,000, since you're at 57% of that goal halfway through the year, you're actually in the green. And the last two metrics, technician on-site percentage. Again, this particular database we're working with wasn't maintained 100%, but so it's all the non-chargeable time hasn't been entered, so that really drives up the year-to-date percentage. And then the accounts receivable over 90 days, this particular company is doing better than what they projected. So that's the main report of the executive dashboard. If you've been using SedonaOffice for more than a year, you can go over here to the prior year tab and pull in all the data from the prior year so that you can start building a budget for the current year. So build the budget, copy it over here to the current year, and then tweak it here. So this is simply just plugging in a number. So if this were, instead of 24,000, say the goal was 20,000, then over here on your dashboard, instead of being in the red, you'd be in the green. You'd be at 55% of your $20,000 goal. So very straightforward the way the executive dashboard works, but also very powerful. All right, so we've looked at the company dashboard and the executive dashboard. Those are both included in the benchmark program. Now let's look at the RMR report pack, which we had open already. And I'll go to the summary report. Now, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but this report has three sections: RMR activity, attrition, and site counts. So in the RMR activity section, with this report, you'll see what RMR has been created through site additions, RMR lost through site cancellations, RMR changed on existing sites, any RMR purchased or sold, and the net change in RMR, which brings you down to your ending RMR, and your cumulative net change is shown down below here. Gross and net attrition is calculated based on a weighted basis, meaning, it looks at each month individually. If you were to buy some accounts, say, in April and make a significant purchase, that month would be weighted differently than January. And so that gives you a more accurate calculation of your attrition rate. And then down below here, your site activity, sites that have active recurring. Like all the report packs, this report can be viewed monthly, annually, or weekly by changing the setting, the reporting period on the Settings tab. Because this report, this RMR report, is the primary report used for gathering data for the benchmark program, it's very important that data is reported in a uniform manner. To facilitate uniform reporting, each participant will be required to complete the RMR Reasons worksheet. And I'll pull that up right now. This worksheet describes the various situations for which RMR can be added, lost, or changed. So here are the situations described over here in column F. Participants will complete the worksheet by entering the RMR reasons you have set up in your own SedonaOffice database for each of the described situations. So if your reason in your database for installing a new system for a new customer at a new site is new job, you would just enter that here. You may have more than one reason that pertains to a particular situation, and so you can enter more than one of your codes in this column for each situation. We will use this information you provide to configure the reports specifically for your company, which will ensure the results for your company will be reported in the same manner as reported for the other participants. So I'm going back to the PowerPoint now, and so as I mentioned, the RMR reports will be the primary source of data for the benchmark results that we will report on a quarterly basis. Some of the metrics that we'll report on will include what you see here: RMR additions, RMR cancellations, attrition rates, by service, by system, and average. So we'll also report these results by comparing your results to other participants in different ways, including comparison by company size, comparison by geographic or by company type, and comparison by region. These results will also be reported and broke down by residential and commercial. So how do you participate in the program? That's the first thing you will do is visit mycompanybenchmarks.com. And I'm going to go ahead and go to that. Okay. So this website, mycompanybenchmarks.com, will be our portal basically for communicating with you about the program. So the first thing you'll want to do is go to the About the Program page. Here you can read more about the program, but you can also download information about the program and the program guidelines and agreement right here. So you'll complete the agreement, and then when you're done, you'll be able to upload the agreement right here. So, but let me open up the agreement because I want to point out a couple things. The first part is the program guidelines. The second page is where you will enter your reporting entity or entities. Most of you will have just one reporting entity if you don't operate in multiple branches. You're just operating out of one location. But those of you that have multiple branches, you may want to have your information reported for a single branch or a group of branches in the same geographical area. So those can be listed here. You can see here the pricing to get the sponsor discount through August 15th. Then you would pay $125 for the first reporting entity. And let me go back to the PowerPoint here. So you'll download the agreement, complete the agreement, and upload it back to us through the website. We'll email you the RMR Reasons worksheet, and then we'll schedule implementation and training, which would take about an hour to set up. So some important details here. The results will be uploaded by you and reported, and we will report the results quarterly. All information, of course, will be held in strict confidence. Your company name will not be used on any of the information. You'll be issued a participant ID that will identify your reports. And again, if you register by August 15th, you'll be able to participate in the third and fourth quarters. And the first reporting entity is $125, and any additional reporting entity is $95. So I think we're ready for the poll question if Rebecca is available. She is going to put that up, and you should be seeing that on your screen right now. Would you like more information about the company benchmark and dashboard program? Hopefully all of you will be interested. And then we're going to, if we had any questions come in, we can hopefully answer your questions as well right now after you've had a chance to respond to the poll question.
Okay, Jim, this is Rebecca. We have a question. If anyone else has any questions, your GoToWebinar panel should have a spot for questions, and you can type those in for Jim to answer. The first question is, what all do we get when we participate? And then there's the second part to that question. But if you could answer the first part, please.
Well, what you get is we install a limited version of Flex so that you can run the dashboards, the company dashboard and the executive dashboard, and the RMR report pack. So we install that, we get it configured based on your responses to the RMR Reasons worksheet, and you're up and ready to go.
So participants in the program do not need to purchase Vivid Flex?
That's right.
Okay.
Just one flat fee.
Okay, and then the follow-up question that was, what do we get if we do subscribe to Flex?
Well, if you subscribe to Flex, there's a couple different levels. One is the basic subscription gives you the toolbox reports. If you subscribe to the report packs and all the dashboards, then that's a higher level of subscription to Flex.
Okay. Can you allow someone access to the dashboard but limit their access to the underlying data?
Yes, sure can.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a setup configuration issue.
Okay. How will I view my company's results each quarter?
That, once everyone will upload their information to us, we'll compile it, and we are going to publish that information on the website. So you'll be able to, and I meant to go over this, I'm glad someone asked about that. There's a section right here for results, so you'll be able to log in with your password and pull your results and the comparisons to the other participants. You'll be able to download that after logging into the results area.
Okay. If I wanted more information on Flex, where should I go?
You can go to our website, astutefinancial.biz, or you can just email me, jim@astutefinancial.biz, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have.
Okay, next question. Have you considered tracking systems versus sites?
Well, we do track systems already. We track customers, systems, and sites and systems. In fact, let me pull up the dashboard again. This breakdown report in the RMR report pack, which you'll have access to, will count the number of customers, sites, and systems that make up your recurring revenue at any point in time, and give you averages by customer, site, and system. It will also break down your recurring revenue by services and also by system types. And all of this can be configured for your specific SedonaOffice database, and then by markets, which is residential, commercial.
Okay. So is all the information for the reporting, Jim, reported in aggregate? Like you never list just an individual company's statistics, so if someone really wanted to, they could try and guess what the company, which company has what numbers. They're all in aggregate.
It's in aggregate. Your results, your individual results, will be reported against an aggregate number.
Okay, so only I have the ability to see what I reported.
Exactly. And that's something we'll, of course, be very careful about.
Okay. I think I know that's all for questions today. Everyone who attended will be receiving a follow-up email. We've recorded this webinar. If you want to view it again, also include information if you want to go ahead and sign up for you to do that, and it'll have contact information for Jim as well if you want to reach out to him directly. But thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you, Rebecca.